Colby Prison Ministries is a Catholic, nonprofit organization of lay volunteers that faithfully minister to incarcerated men and women. The mission of Colby Prison Ministries, or KPM as we call it, is to share the agape love of Jesus Christ with those in prison and to teach the fullness of the truth of the Catholic Church to the incarcerated. KPM was named for Saint Maximilian Kolbe, a renowned Polish priest who was martyred at the Auschwitz death camp during World War II. Saint Maximilian Kolbe is the patron saint of prisoners. KPM volunteers present a 3-day retreat inside the prison to 25 to 65 inmate retreatants. The retreats involve Christian fellowship, several heartfelt talks, reconciliation and mass, special spiritual activities, good food, and rousing music. Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament is also available and encouraged. After the 3-day retreats, KPM volunteers continue to support and encourage the retreatants' spiritual growth. This is done through other ministry activities including Bible study, RCIA, communion services, and more.
In 2009, we went into the Conley unit and established the first Colby retreat. My ultimate goal was to bring the retreat into the Conley unit and to see if it would affect like the Acts retreat did, and we started to work it to make it form to fit the prison. My other goal was to bring them the Catholic teaching. And 2 years later, after we kept coming back week after week to work into the units after the retreat, we had over 50 guys show up to be confirmed, and a lot of them were being baptized. There's a need of men to come in and help teach in the units and to bring the retreat to the units.
Most of the offenders that I ministered to, I realize, have come from broken families. And I say that because many have grown up without fathers. Many of them have committed crimes that I may have done the same, and I just didn't get caught. And these guys are lost, they're searching, and they're looking for something better. So we go in there and try to be Jesus-like to them and give them the spirituality that they seek. They have given me as many blessings as I've given them, so I continue to want to minister to them as much as I can.
When my father passed away, in his epitaph, it was written that there is so much good in the worst of us and so much bad in the best of us that it ill behooves any of us to find fault in the rest of us. I really believe this is what prison ministry is about, because there is so much good in these offenders. And we all have our own sins, as we know, and we're trying to bring Christ into them. They're also bringing Christ to us. And so I think it's just really important for all of us to realize the goodness that these offenders have and that they have a second opportunity. And it's our mission to bring Christ to them and to bring the faith of the Catholic Church.
I think the greatest thing about being a volunteer for Colby Prison Ministries is that you are actually going in thinking you are doing something for the men in the ministry of presence, which you are. But the most incredible gift comes when you come out of the unit. The presence of joy and peace that is given you when you meet with these guys, put their name and the face to them, and really understand that they're like you and me, then you really know that the Good Shepherd is present among his sheep.
Yeah, when I first joined the Colby Prison retreat team, I was voluntold. A buddy of mine, Jerry, awesome dude, super excited. He's like, "You're gonna love it." And I'm like, "No, I've done 1,000,000 retreats. I don't know, I've been a part of it. I've run them. I've gone on them." But the other thing was, I'll be honest, I was a little scared, a little nervous. I mean, I'm a chubby little homeschooler, suburbanite, theology major. I have zero experience with prison ministry, so I was nervous. But then after about maybe 30 minutes on that retreat, I realized, you look at the tables of small groups, you see guys oversharing, guys, listening, having side conversations, all that stuff, and I realized this is normal. The encounters with individuals replace the labels. And then overall, it was the glory of the kingdom of Jesus Christ. It reigned in all of these beautiful places. So go on a Colby retreat and watch Christ work.
When my husband asked me 10 years ago in the Colby prison ministry if I would come in with him to help him teach Catholic life skills at the men's maximum security prison, my first thought was, that sounds like a terrible idea. But after much thought and prayer and discussion between the two of us, we were able to get the permission from the warden to go in and teach together. And it's the best thing we've ever done as a couple. Most of the men in there had never really seen what a loving Christian married couple looks like. And so that made a tremendous impact. And it also, spending the time with them made an impact on us too. And I have 65 brothers in white, and I recommend it to everyone.
St. Colby Prison Ministry, how it's changed my life. In my spiritual journey, I've been on a few spiritual retreats, each one of them just kind of compounding one on the other. But when I went on St. Colby Prison Ministry, and I got to meet some people that I didn't think that I ever wanted to meet. These were fantastic men that I've met. They're an extended family of mine, and I look forward to seeing them in the facility every Wednesday night that I can make it there. They enjoy seeing us, we enjoy seeing them, and like I said, they're just part of an extended family for me and the Colby brothers that are at my facility.
I spent 12 and a half years inside TDCJ. My first Colby retreat was in 2017. The most memorable experience was the love that I felt by men that I didn't know, strangers. I felt more love during that retreat than I probably did my entire life. I spent another 4 Colby retreats as an inside volunteer. Again, it was so overwhelmingly filled with love from the outside folks and the inside folks. I was released by the grace of God, and I attended my first Colby last year as an outside volunteer. I couldn't believe how going back to prison saved not just me, saved others. Colby is a journey, not just a retreat.
2013, Colby Prison X visited the prison that I was located in Roche-Sharon. And for the first time, instead of feeling like an inmate, I felt like a person. Walking into the church, we were bombarded with a lot of the volunteers, each hugging every single person that walked in, and that was one of the first times where I felt human. And as a result, I changed my life, got to know my faith, and became a staunch, stout Catholic. Thank you, Prison X.
Hi, I'm supposed to sit here and tell you about Maximilian Colby. Colby has been one of the most important things in my life. It was one of the things that actually touched me and changed me while I was incarcerated. The guys coming in and show their love, their hugs, their support, their diligence, you know, it was a very touching moment for me that it kind of inspired me to become the hands and feet of Jesus. Since my release, I have attended 2 retreats, and this past third one, a few months ago, I became the director for Maximilian Kolbe, and I would love to continue to be involved in this wonderful prison ministry. Thank you, Maximilian Kolbe.
The real eye-opener for me was Kolbe, because I thought it was just going to be a couple of volunteers running the retreat, but no, it was a huge amount of volunteers, 20 to 30. And day in and day out of that retreat, they poured out love to us. They poured out their hearts to us. And they made us feel a part of the family. Because a lot of us don't get visits from our family. A lot of us feel rejected, isolated. And that gives us hope. And without the volunteers, none of these things can go on. And with the volunteers' help, they allowed me to change and to be the man that my father raised me to be, but also the man that God wants me to be.
And so we ask, what would Jesus do? And what would he have us do? Recall what he said in Matthew 25:36, I was in prison and you visited me. And so that's what we do. And we hope you will join us or otherwise support us. To find out more about this amazing ministry, please visit our website at colbyprisonministries.org. Thank you, and may God bless you and your loved ones always.